Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Just got back from the forge. Thanks, Andrew, for letting me come over. Had a fantastic day. Young fella went over there with me, Caleb. So, yeah, got a lot done. Fooled around a bit. First off, oh, here we go. Break everything. My old man gave me this ages ago. It's a splitting maul. And now that we're allowed to have fires, this has been sitting in my backyard. The handle was busted on it, the head was rusted, and it was in terrible shape. Anyway, I took it over there today, cleaned the head up on the wire wheel, then cleaned it up on the 72. Andrew gave it a nice bevel on the 72, and then we put a handle on it. I just bought the handle from Bunnings, nice Australian hardwood handle, overstrike protector, again bought from Bunnings, and then a round wedge. I don't know if you can see that, I hope you can. Put a round wedge in it. We're going to oil, put linseed oil on the handle, but the young fella rubbed it to 120 grit, I think, on the handle. Feels really good. This is a 2.5 kilo head, and yeah, I got a whole bootful of wood from Andrew, so I probably got, I don't know, 200 kilos easily. 200 kilos of it. The Falcon's bootful is full to the brim of wood, so we'll probably have a fire today. I normally only do fires on the weekends because I'm already getting complaints from the neighbours about the fires, but they are obviously not privy to the fact that the laws have changed. But anyway, I don't care. The young fella is keen to swing this in anger and get that. Along the same lines, Caleb also made a splitting wedge, 4140, the steel is, and he flogged it and made a splitting wedge. It's been oil quenched, the tip, the rest of it is soft, but he did a darn good job of that. That's a splitting wedge. Put it in, flog it, it's a strike tool, flog it into it. So once you develop an edge into it, you just flog it into it. That's what the mauls are for. That bit there, just flog it in and split them up. So I also bought a light 1 kilo splitting axe. So I got the 2.5 kilo maul, got that, got the 1 kilo, we've got enough of that. Cleaned up my strike tool after I mashed the thing doing the master sight. So that's all cleaned up again, no dramas. Putty knife. There she is, all done. Put it on 72, ground her out. Got a reasonable edge on it. That's just on 40 grit on the 72. Then I put it on the Scotch-Brite wheel just to get a bit of an edge on it. But that's my interpretation of, you can see where I've hit the handle a bit with the 72. It's a bit hard to not do that, plastic handles, but I put a bit of I left a bit of a bevel. That's blunt, completely blunt there, so your hand doesn't go up onto the edge. I made sure that was fairly square. Got a little bit of a drop. Turned out alright. I like that. Still got a bit of the Sharpie mark. I'm going to go over it with the wire wheel again. It's carbon steel and it sparked really well on the grinder. So yeah, it's got a bit of carbon content. But you wouldn't know. It's probably 5160, like Andrew was saying. These ones are made in China. They probably made them out of 5160 so that they're tough and flexible and whatnot. Yeah, but $2 that cost me to make a knife. probably won't hold an edge very well, but for $2, it's a nice, serviceable little bushcraft knife. Turned out fantastic, I thought. Did another hairpin for the missus. This time I drilled a hole in it, did the stippling at the back, but it didn't turn out as nice as the last one. Twist turned out really nice. It's a bit shorter, still not too bad. Apparently I'm a blacksmith, so she wanted them. I was getting frustrated with this. I bought this brass striker handle piece, I don't know, 2 years ago. Anyway, I think it cost me $60 to get that piece. It was $40 plus $20 in shipping from Russia, I think it was. Anyway, you can buy them off Etsy. I see them, they're still selling them. Anyway, I've fooled around with it, the idea, for ages of putting a striker plate in there from a file, and I talked to Andrew about it. And drilling the holes, even in a normalised file, is an exercise in futility, because they just, even when you normalise them and anneal them, they still are bloody tough. And you quite often can't drill the bloody things. So I was talking to him today, and I said, well, why don't I get that thin piece of W2? Because you can drill that stuff and you can grind it. It's not hardened. Anyway, I did that. I got it there. Anyway, I fitted it all, and it fitted reasonably well. And then I got it all hardened. I got it all there, and then I started gluing it. And what a debacle that was. I had bloody glue everywhere, and it's getting all over my hands. I got it all over the striker plate. I got it all over the striker. You can see I got glue everywhere, and I was getting so frustrated with it because it wasn't doing it. I nearly threw it away, nearly threw it in the bin because it was just not working. And Andrew came over and saved me because he said, you've gone all quiet. And I said, I'm getting frustrated with this, and if it doesn't stop, I am going to bin it. Anyway, he pulled it out and fixed it up a little bit for me. And we got it all working out. Anyway, the third hole doesn't line up properly. Look at it now, it does. It bloody does too. Anyway, so I will put another piece of brass in there. But I got the striker plate, looks really good, except it doesn't really fit in there. I ground it off a little bit, but it's still got a glue, epoxied it in so that it stays in there. These brass bits, I'm going to pin them in there. By the looks of it, the third one will go in there. I'll put the third one in there because I can see air all the way through there. I'll put the third one in there. I'll pin it in there as well. I got my O in there, but it's doubled up. It does. I really shouldn't do this. I hardened it so it does spark. I'm going to let it set for 24 hours before I start fooling around with it. But that's my brass or copper, I don't know what it is, brass I think it is, strike plate, and it'll have 3 little brass bits on. I'll go over it once it's all hardened, peened in. I'll go over it with a bit of Brasso or Silvo. I might even hit it with I've got a little Dremel in there. I might put a buffing wheel on it and go over it, because I hit that on the Scotch-Brite wheel and it came up really nice. But because I got bloody glue all over it again, it's sort of gone dull again. But that strike plate turned out really nice for W2. Anyway, it is what it is, and it worked out okay. Last but not least, I saw a bloke, I don't know, a while ago, a little bit ago, and he was saying about he had the ultimate file striker. And I thought, mate, that's a good idea. For those who don't have a forge, you can get a piece of a file and a grinder. Most people have got access to a grinder. Why don't you just get a piece of file, snap it off, do a bit of grind work, and you can make the ultimate file striker. But I quenched this. I put my O in it, I put it in the forge, and I quenched it. So this has been re-quenched. You don't have to do that. I've got the ability to do that because Andrew gives me the access, is generous enough to allow me to have a forge, access to a forge. But if you keep this cool while you're grinding, you can make a file, an old file, this is an old wheelchair file, but any of the old files that spark well, because this one was one of those safety files that had no teeth on one side. Now it's a reasonable file, it's an old file, fair enough, it's got a bit of scarping here. The teeth are still reasonably well, so you can use it as a file. I put an edge on here, so this is a chisel edge here, so you can scrape with it, scrape tinders, scrape whatever, you know. I put a sharp edge here for scraping ferro rods on here. I left the edge here, file, for filing. Edges all here are all file. This is all for sparking. The whole edge there is all sparks like a champ because I put it in the forge and redone it. It sparked reasonably well before I did that, but I personally believe they spark better once you put them in the forge. Sparks pretty well, showering sparks. That is my ultimate file striker. You don't have to put them in the forge, but you can just, I like a bit bigger, but that is a file striker. It's got everything you need. It's got a scraper, it's got file, it's got the spark, flint and steel, it's got the ferro rod scraper. The only thing it hasn't got is a divot for for friction fire. I could have put a divot in it if I wanted to, but putting a divot in these without putting it in the forge is a pretty hard task. You can do it, I suppose, with a carbide tip. You probably could put a driller divot in one side, but other than that, it doesn't. I don't think they really need it. This side here is just clean, squared off. Oh, excuse me, a little bit burpy. yeah, this is just squared off. I don't really know what that one was. I just wanted a reasonable. This is just a chisel edge. It's not very sharp, but adequate for, you know, scraping. You could certainly scrape fat wood or whatever you wanted to scrape off. Now this is thoroughly hardened. The whole thing is hard. So this is going to be, the only thing is I wouldn't drop it because it'll be like 65 Rockall, this thing, because it was water quenched. So yeah, that'll be the only thing, is it's a bit brittle, but very, very happy. Let's get nimble with it. Might use a bit of burlap. Had a very good day. I'm really looking forward to today. In a couple of weeks. Nice open weave burlap. Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain today. I don't think we'll be having a fire tonight. Do one tomorrow. Get some more ash. It's a wild looking stone, that one. That's for sure. Falling all over it. The burlap's not real good. It is going slowly, slowly. I think I can. It is working. So yeah, very happy with that. Very simple. You don't need to put it in a forge, but I've got the ability to do that, so why not? Frustrating with that. But anyway, I got there in the end, only through Andrew's patience. I'm glad I didn't end up bending it, but I'm glad he helped me through it. Because yeah, I was getting pretty frustrated with it. Just getting I'll wait until that there. Anyway, I'll peen those 24 hours and let that. Very happy with that too. It's yeah, fun little project, $2. It's not a bad way of getting a little knife. I'm going to put it on the sharp maker. I'll get it sharp. It's got a decent edge on it now, but yeah, and I can't wait to swing this in hammer in anger. Yeah. So yeah, just get that working. Anyway, that's what I got done at the forge today. When that's sorted out and peened up, all fixed up, yeah, it's just starting to rain now, so won't be doing any burning tonight. Yeah, when that's fixed up, I'll get that sorted out. I'll buff it up, clean it up, and I'll show you how that worked out. There's a look at it, close up of it. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed they never finished it off the back. So yeah, I got it reasonably well fitted. So just a little bit didn't fit there. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I got done at the forge today. Yeah, thanks Andrew for letting me come over. Had a great day, fantastic day. Yeah, don't know when I'm going over next. We'll play it by ear. Anyway, it's still cool enough at the moment, but yeah, it will start warming up now. We're into August, so it's only going to start getting warm from now on. August, September, after September, yeah, it starts. It'll start warming up from then on. Yeah, I can blur that one out. Anyway, thanks for watching.